Alright, hello everyone. Today we are doing spiritual expansion messages. We're going to see kind of some messages of what's going to help us along our spiritual growth and journey. If you hear a lot of noises in the background, that's the washer and dryer going on. So we are cleanse people. And yeah, I just thought I would switch up location today since we have some beautiful sunlight coming in through the window, which a storm will pass through. Probably not before this reading ends, hopefully. Alright, so part 1, we have confidence with this purple egg. It was recently Easter, so I'm doing an Easter theme here. And you're like, wow, this is like months ahead. And like, yeah, I was really excited to do this one, and I just like, I want to do it now. We have faith with the blue tie-dye looking egg. And then we have a wisdom with the little green egg, small but mighty, okay? Oh, yeah. Alright, so go ahead and take a moment to choose your pile. Now that you have chosen your pile, go ahead and pick the timestamp in the description, and I will see you guys at your reading. Confidence, pile 1. The booklet says for your card, be the proud warrior goddess that you were always destined to be. You were born into your life to live it to its fullest extent possible. Embrace your given gifts and use your superior strength to move towards your goals. Strive to be your own advocate while standing up for your beliefs and causes. Know that you are worthy and a perfect extension of the universe. Be your authentic self. Express your personal thoughts with pride and confidence. It is all right and very normal if your ideas diverge from other people's opinions. This diversity uniquely blending in is what makes the world go around. Hold your torch high and conquer the world. As you follow your chosen path, it will lead you to greatness. Alright, so it's really about, of course, like just embracing your individuality within the world, knowing that your place in your difference is what helps make up the world. Like the world is so vastly different, and yours is just like another piece of that puzzle. It's not about conforming and trying to fit in. It's about discovering your own truths and your own, like what you find to be true for you, and how the world works is kind of the premise of that. So now we're going to go ahead and get into tarot for guidance of your spiritual path. So what are the spiritual expansion messages for pile 1? It's not shocking to have the High Priestess. All about connecting to your intuition, learning to trust yourself. One jumped out at me. Okay. So yeah, I feel like you may doubt, how powerful that you are. And I think it may cause you to kind of avoid your problems, like avoid things that bother you and hurt you. It seems like you might beat around the bush around it because you're not exactly sure how to handle it or those emotions. But I think it's coming to realize that, facing it and head first, plus trusting that knowing that with your intuition and that you do have the strength to get through it, and knowing that it is there for your expansion. It is there for you to be able to make choices and try to make the correct choices, and so that you can grow and finding something that is healthy for you and other people involved in the situation. So I do see there's a lot of things that may be going on with you that is going to be a hard decision, or it's going to be a painful situation, or even if it's painful emotions. It just seems like something that you've been kind of skirting around, and you're just not realizing the power that you have. And you are more wise than you think, and you do have the strength. You've already been through it seems like you've already been through quite a lot, and that, you know, it's like you're in denial that you're going through it and that you're feeling it. And more than anything, I'm feeling like more of like negative emotions inside of you versus outside circumstances. It could have been outside circumstances that triggered it, but I do see that it does feel like it's something that's currently happening like more internally at this point, based on some past. So I feel that you do have like a spiritual team with you, and that you do have protection from the universe, and it's kind of like knowing that the universe will help to provide you the correct guidance and hints and intuition. And it's like, maybe that's where this confidence is coming from. It's like really embracing who you are and where you've come from, and that you can face anything, any of these inner demons, and come and like rise above it. And I think that you'll be able to make the right decisions as long as you kind of just take a break, take a breath, and look at yourself in a more positive light, as more of like, you know, I've survived all of this. It's not like, it's kind of getting away from like the, oh, I've been hurt, I can never recover, I can never do any, like everything they said is true, like I wasn't able to defeat this past challenge. And like it's kind of like releasing that and just saying like, no, like these are the lessons that I learned from that, so if it comes back again, I know how to handle it differently, kind of thing. And so that's how it's more of like a learning expansion situation versus like, oh, this is proof that I'm a terrible person, because it's not. Like we're all here, like we all make mistakes, and then we all are here to learn from them and to grow. That's why we're on earth, right? So it's just coming to realize that. All right. So yeah, I do believe like you have so much to give and share with others, and I think that if you're stuck inside of this like negative mind loop, then and not able to move past that, then you're kind of holding it away from others, and it's more holding you back than it is allowing you to grow. So I think it's being able to like kind of look at yourself truthfully and face everything that you feel like you've been trying to hide away from yourself, like how you truly feel. I mean, you can even journal about this, like get it out on paper to really like be honest with yourself and what your true thoughts of how you're thinking about yourself through in this life and through the situations. And once you're able to release it, then go ahead and you can rip the paper, burn the paper, shred the paper. It's like, be aggressive with the paper, but it's like, you know, be able to release that, do what you need to do to release those emotions, and you're able to face them. You know that they're there, you acknowledge them and accept them, and then you'll be able to, from there, you'll be able to release and move on. All right, so now we're gonna look into some oracle, and we're gonna get these cards are the hidden heart messages. So let's see, or hidden heart secrets. Oops. Okay, so we have spying, social network, information ways, and pain, apprehensive, afraid, cautious. So again, I think this pain is referring to like not being able to face yourself and how you truly feel. And when I'm thinking of spying, I think of like maybe there's other people that, you know, it could have been people who had hurt you that you could be like checking up on, or it could be like people that you look up to, that you look at their pictures in their life and kind of just like wish that you were more like them. And I think it's awesome to appreciate people and look up to them, but at the same time realize like you are on your own journey as well, and you have so much to bring on your side as well. And it's all about everybody as a collective bringing in their own little piece, and I just don't forget the value of your piece, because it is a part of the whole, so it is important. So it's just not forgetting that. All right, so I'm going to see what archetype do you need to be in for expansion of your spiritual growth. So we have priest. So facilitate spiritual commitments serves as a channel of spiritual energy. So I think that does come back to this Six of Pentacles. I think that if you're able to move past and heal, you'll be able to give to others, and focus more on that and like what you can bring into the table, and that's part of like the new choices and the change within yourself. So it's more of like releasing anything that's negative that you've been holding on to, and more focusing on how can you expand, and that's only going to create more confidence inside of you and more growth inside of you and make you feel more whole. Okay. We have rescue, provides strength and support to others in crisis, acts out of love and expectation of reward. So I do see you as a very loving and kind person, a very nurturing person, and it could be because like you've been through it and you know what it feels like to have to go through like hard times and having people kind of stab you in the back, hurt you. Like, you know how it feels to be left out and feel like you're alone and you have no one to turn to. So I feel like you're a very naturally more nurturing person who's able to be there for other people. And I feel like I feel like you are someone who could be very just comforting to other people, and like they could trust you with their vulnerabilities and their emotions and be safe. And so I think that that's kind of one of the qualities that you could bring, is just being that comforting open hand that they can come to. And just if you are vibrating off that energy of safety and love and acceptance, I think people will naturally gravitate towards that, and especially if they just feel like they want to have someone to vent to and that's safe. I feel like you can provide that space for them. You just have that natural energy to you. Alright, so now we're going to look at some more healing messages for your spiritual expansion. Healing messages for spiritual expansion. Alright. I don't know where the other ones went, but this one says, heal the past and fix tomorrow. Right? Life lessons again. So yeah, this is just kind of looking at these hardships of life's way of trying to make you grow. Like it wants you to become the best person that you can be. If you're someone who's been through this stuff, been through these hard challenges, and you come across people who are going through it too, you'll know what to say. You'll know how to react. You'll be able to feel for them because you've been through it too. And so a part of that, I think, is just like, if that's part of your nature and part of your purpose here, that's part of like, I hate saying it like that, but it is part of like why you're going through. It could be, I'm not saying for sure because I'm not God or anything, but I'm saying that it could be part of the challenges here, like why you're going through it, is so that you're able to understand and help other people who are as well, because we're all human, and a lot of us do, we go through a lot of hard things. And I think these specific things could be something of use to help other people, because the way that you're able to handle it and move past it and move forward through it is very like unique, and very like, I think the spiritual realm can tell that you're able to do it, go about it in a very healthy and beneficial way. And so that's why they're allowing you, because you have the capabilities, the wits, the intelligence, the caring and loving and nurturing attitude. You have all the qualities that are meant to help other people going through similar situations. Okay. And it's always okay to ask for guidance when the way is unclear. So yeah, it's just going back to the spiritual realm, and kind of like that's what this connecting and honing with your intuition is kind of like a way of communicating to the spiritual realm as well. So we're going to end this reading with some archangels that are kind of coming through for us. So what Archangel is looking over us? So we have Archangel Lavender, prepare for soul healing, forgive and release everyone. See what other... Yeah, so forgiving, it could also be like another part of this spiritual journey. And then we have Archangel Raguel, be fair in all situations, resolve your conflicts. Right, so being that understanding person and thinking of like the people who have hurt you, what were they going through during that time? Because, you know, we're all humans, we're all just trying to like do the best that we can, and some people do intentionally come and hurt us, but it's like what caused them to become that way, and just kind of having like an understanding of just like the cause and effect in this world. And it's not like excusing any of their actions, but it's just having an understanding, and it's part of that like unconditional love. It's just like it's just kind of seeing like what led up to that and being able to release it from there and have like wish no harm on them. And because like at the end of the day, if you're wishing harm, then, you know, it's just like you're not doing any better than them at that point, right? It's like caring for them as a human being and wish that they heal. Let me see if I can see what the book says about Archangel Lavender. So it says, Archangel Lavender is the twin flame of Archangel Mariel. She is his divine feminine aspect and shares his magnificent retreats over the mighty Himalayan mountains. Her gentle lavender light. So this is just like who she is. So I'm going to actually skip past all that, and we're going to read her guidance, okay? Choosing this card indicates that you are ready to bring back the gifts, talents, and wisdom that you've earned on your soul journey. In order to do so, forgive everyone and everything that has hurt you in this life or any other. If you feel hurt or angry with someone, even though it may have seemed justified, ask yourself, how long are you prepared to hold on to those emotions? A lifetime? 10 lifetimes? Let go now so you can purify your soul star chakra. Strengthen your intention by affirming, I forgive everyone and everything that has ever hurt or harmed me in this lifetime or any other. Then Archangel Lavender can use her wisdom to persuade anyone who is blocking you to release. And then Raguel says, choosing this card indicates that there may be a misunderstanding or conflict in your life or in a relationship that needs to be resolved. It may be big or small, from this life or another, but it is time for you to look at it from every angle. Remember that other people have a different perspective, so open your heart and try to understand their views. Your guidance is to let go of your ego around this issue and seek the highest solution with integrity. You may need to take your power back to forgive yourself or others. If so, now is the time to do so. Then ask Archangel Raguel to provide healing and resolution, and take any opportunity that is presented to bring about harmony. So yeah, allow yourself to find harmony in your life, because after going through these hard and painful situations, you deserve it. And it's not, I just recently saw like a TikTok about the girl, I can't remember her name, but she had passed away after winning the golden, because she had cancer, she passed away winning the golden, I think it was like the golden bell or whatever they call it, on America's Got Talent. And, you know, she's like, don't wait for everything to be perfect to be happy. So I think those are pretty wise words right there. Anyways, this is all the messages that I have for you, Pile 1. Good luck on your spiritual expansion, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Stay sentient, stay kind. Bye. Hello, Pile 2, if you guys chose faith, and this is your pile. I'm going to go ahead and read the book, what the book has to say about this card. It says, you are made of all generations that came before you, your mother, and her mother, all whom were created from. Whether you physically knew these strong women or not, you have inherited traits and mannerisms through your bloodline. This family line goes so far back, it's somewhat inconceivable. Look for signs of guidance and answers to your questions from your loved ones who have now passed. They will offer you protection and help you follow your destined path if you call on them. Show them your appreciation by honoring their lives with sacred altar space. They can simply be lighting a candle in their memory, acknowledging their important lives while here on earth. So I think it's like trusting like the power of your ancestry, of your history, of all of the lessons that people in your life before you have learned, the mothers upon mothers, fathers upon fathers, all the lessons that they have learned and has carried over in our genetics and genes. And so that's why we naturally carry on certain traits and certain mannerisms, certain reactions to things. Like, you know, my example would be like arachnophobia. I have horrible arachnophobia, and so does my sister, and I think that could be passed down from like ancestral trauma of seeing danger from arachnoids. But that's just an example. I also think it comes to like higher self wisdom as well, like how they say we're from our past lives, we can access the information of all that we learned in our past lives if we learn how to meditate and to be able to connect to that side, like project out to our higher self and really connect with it. If we really searched for it and practiced honing in on it, we could find the answers to all the information that we know. So it's pretty cool. It's cool stuff, okay? I've never personally done it, but that's just what the greats say. And like you hear it from like Dolores Cannon, Thomas Campbell kind of thing. They talk about that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get some messages on your spiritual expansion for pile 2. Spiritual expansion messages for pile 2. Okay, so I think some of this is like you may be taking everything in your life a little bit too seriously. I just like flipped the deck in half to see this. I think it's like whatever passions that you have in like your job and everything that you work on, I think that you've kind of lost sight of why you're really doing it and your like true pure joy around it. Like, what is it about your inner child, your past, that really drawn you to this kind of career? Like, what about what about your life that you're doing in it sparks that, you know, little kid joy, that inner child joy that we have? And so I think you might have lost sight of why you're building what you're building in your life, or like why you're creating what you're creating, and it's causing you to probably take it a little bit too seriously, and you're putting like so much pressure on it to define your place on this earth instead of looking at it as like realizing this is kind of like what is fulfilling for you. Like, this is something that you were naturally drawn to ever since you were a child, and this like naturally sparks that joy, and so you kind of start to realize like you're being encouraged to start on like a new journey. And by that new journey, it's just a new perspective, I believe. It's like a new perspective on like why you're doing what you're doing in your life, and realizing that it's like all part of like your journey to give back to the oneness, give back to the universe, all the beautiful gifts that we're blessed with here. And the beautiful gifts obviously just include like the beautiful scenery that we get with like flowers and water, like oceans and mountains and forests, like all of the rock formations, like all these beautiful wonders that we get to see in this night sky, and then also like the lovely, like the yummy food, the different varieties of food we get to have, and the lovely souls that we can connect to and learn from each other and grow, and like all these like cool like ways that the universe interacts with one another, like everything affects each other and builds off of one another. And so it's like all this beautiful gifts, and getting to experience that, and getting to experience emotions, and seeing like what it feels like to be sentient, to care about things, and you know, even like with little pets, like cute little animals, like all this stuff. So, you know, we're here to like kind of explore and see what we can create and add into this. And so that's part of like why we're here. And I think it just being able to look at what you're doing in a way that contributes to like enjoying these beautiful gifts from the universe and giving back to it, and in a way of like, how can we create something that's going to continue to make it better and in a more like explorative and enjoyable place. And like, what does spark joy and reminds you of your childhood, and like what you loved then, like how is that contributing to your passion and what you're doing now? And I think all that together is going to make a huge difference. So we're going to go ahead and look at a little bit of oracle. It's going to be Hidden Hearts Secrets. It's a new deck, don't judge me. Alright, so now we're going to do Hidden Hearts Secrets. I'm also like a klutz, so maybe part of your energy is just like I feel like you are like a very playful type of person naturally. I think that like I think like the seriousness of having to find your place could be like stripping away some of your fun, loving, I don't want to say ditzy, but maybe like a little clumsy, just like a, very just playful energy that you naturally have inside of you. Very adventurous, very free-flowing. Like, I'm getting like really positive, happy energy coming from you. So, and like just very, I don't know if nomadic is the right word. But just like, yeah, like you're like a little explorer ready to like be down for anything and have a good time. Like, I feel like that's part of naturally who you are. And so I think being able to express that within what you're doing with work and how you're building your life is going to help out so much. Spiritual expansion for pile 2. Okay. So we have thinking, missing you, craving, desiring, obsession, infatuation, adoration, addiction, shallow, hollow, empty, boredom, and running, ghosting, disappearing, invisible. So I'm gonna say a lot of this is kind of going more towards like, it could be possibly like the direction that you have been going with what you've been building. I think it's like, it's making life feel more hollow, empty, and bored, and you're missing like your past and like how free flowing it was when you were a child. And so that could be a part of this like infatuation, adoration. Like you want that life back again. You want to feel that happiness that you've had. And so, but little do you know, it's because you are running away from it by the way that you are thinking. You are causing yourself to become further away from it by saying like, oh, I wish I had that back. It's like, no, you still have it. It's still a part of you. You're the same human being as you were when you're a child, right? Your body's just more grown and you have more responsibilities, but the responsibilities come with like, hey, what am I, I'm taking care of these responsibilities, but I'm taking care of it in a way that is true to myself, in a way that I feel happy enjoying life and like finding like sparks of joy in all that I do. And I know that I'm growing and building a life in this way because it is fulfilling for me to grow it and build it in this way. And if you feel like if it's not, then kind of look for ways that would be. And because, you are in control of how, like what direction you want to go in to build your life. And so I think it's just all about a new way of thinking for you. Or going back to your old way of thinking, more like it, for your childhood. So we're going to see what archetype does pile 2 need to be in. Pioneer. This is not showing. Guys, go on those adventures. Go on those traveling trips as well. Start those things that you've been scared to do for a while, because you have inside of you have that adventurous soul. You have it. It says passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. Okay. So yeah, have passion in creating the life that you want and building it in the way that you want, that's most fulfilling for you. Yeah. And we have prostitute accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirits. Yes, that's another, like, you know, don't feel like you have to like sacrifice part of your life to be able to take care of those responsibilities. You should be able to find a way that, like, no matter what you're doing, it's going towards a way that's going to bring your spirit more power, more happiness, more fulfillment. Don't feel like you have to be forced to do things that do not make you feel that way. So I think it's just like really staying true to your inner child and who you truly are, and it's going to help. So it's like, don't place material considerations over security. Don't place material considerations and security above self-empowerment. So making sure that you are staying true to yourself, and everything that you do is going to help you find that spark of joy that you so deserve. So we're going to get some spiritual healing messages, Some healing messages for your spiritual expansion. For pile 2. So, share the gift. The light in you can lead the way. So yeah, it's all about, like, again, I mean, it's like all coming back in a full circle here. It's like, you have like specific gifts that you can bring in, and that's part of this like addition to the world. It's like what you are able to give back. It's what you're creating to help make the world more, like I was saying, more of an exploratory and interesting place. Like, you can create that and bring that in. You naturally have gifts that can do that, and if you're focusing on that, it's like part of those gifts are usually come from childhood. It usually comes from like something that you discovered when you were younger that you really enjoyed and you're naturally good at. And it makes you enjoy doing it even more. And so I felt like just trusting and knowing like what are you good at, and what do you enjoy doing, and what does bring you joy, because you're naturally going to get better at what you enjoy doing, because you're going to want to keep doing it because you enjoy doing it. So it's just kind of like following that and trusting in yourself within that you can, what you can bring to the table and what does spark that joy. I think all in all, like as a whole, it's going to help everyone in the process. You'll be able to be true to yourself and truly find fulfillment in what brings you that happiness and joy. And then at the same time, you'll be able to bring to others that happiness and joy. You'll be able to create that into a fruition, into like whatever you're creating and doing. It's going to affect other people as well, because that high vibration that you're putting into it is going to be pushed out to other people. And so I think that's going to be an all-around amazing situation. So now we're going to see what archangel is here with us. So, okay, so this one did come out. It was the, I'm still learning archangel, so if I pronounced this wrong, I am so sorry. It says Seraphim Seraphiel, tuned in to the divine will, open to higher illumination. Okay, and we see what other archangel is here for us, pile 2. Archangel is here for pile 2. Okay. So we have be independent, expand your horizons, Archangel Batalil. Okay, and then we have Archangel Chamuel. Open your heart to give and receive love. Your essence is love. So we're going to read the book on these 3 archangels. Well, at least from what I'm looking at it, I do believe that it's like, it's all about like if you're doing what you love and you're able to open up to your inner, like what you know is fulfilling for you on yourself, like for yourself and your inner self, and you're being able to create and do that and staying true to what you love, then you'll be able to radiate that out and give it back to the world in whatever you're creating. So that's kind of what I'm feeling from this. So we're going to go ahead and see what the book has to say. They should have like in the book, I wish they had like pronunciation, like little words. Alright, so Seraphim Seraphiel says, when the Seraphim Seraphiel comes to you, he is inviting you to step up your light. Imagine what your life would be like if you opened your heart completely, then act as if it is fully open. When you do so, Seraphiel will bring you inner peace, happiness, healing, abundance, and love. Expand your heart and receive his illumination. This card is also a call for you to tune into your higher self and listen to the divine will. Then do whatever needs to be done to harmonize with the divine blueprint of your life. When you do this, your life will be enriched beyond your wildest imaginings. All help you need is pouring into you now. Right? And then Archangel Batalil says, this card calls on you to expand your horizons. This is an important incarnation for you, so step up to be all you can be. Develop interdependence, for this is the quality that will enable the new golden age to flourish. As you practice it, others will follow your light, invoke unicorns, and ask them to work with you, and your purity will be noted. Your higher guidance is to influence people and promote a flow of goodwill, love, peace, and accord. By liaising with others, communicating, and cooperating with the highest good, you will enable your life to flow in harmony. So I believe that is part of that give and give back. Like the universe is giving us all these gifts and all these beautiful opportunities with all these people that are contributing. And so you're giving back from what you're able to contribute. Even if that is positive energy and love and staying true to you, it's going to help contribute a higher vibration of the overall community. And we have Archangel Chamuel. When you receive this card, your guidance is to reevaluate all your relationship with eyes of love. Open your heart to everyone, especially those who are challenging. When you accept them as they are, your heart chakra radiates a glorious white-pink light. Your aura becomes warm and inviting, and people behave differently towards you. Look at personal and world situations with a wise, compassionate heart. Do not enter into dramas in thought, word, or deed. Rather, ask Archangel Chamuel to help you raise the vibrations of lower situations with the power of your heart energy. You are being reminded that your heart is the most important spiritual center. Connect with those Archangel Chamuel and attract loving and gracious situations in your life. Alright, pile 2, those are all the messages that I have for you. Good luck on your spiritual expansion. Stay sentient, stay kind. Bye. Hello, pile 3. If you guys chose wisdom, then this is your message. I'm going to go ahead and start by reading what the booklet says for wisdom. So it says, your elders have great wisdom to impact and share with you. Extend your love and a listening ear. Visit and talk with an elderly family member or someone that you could use some company. You will also take away valuable advice. They have an amazing lifetime of stories, lessons to share with you. Our elders have endured hardship and most surely have navigated such different times than today's younger generations. Discuss heritage, history, and traditions. Play a game. Let them teach you a skill like knitting. Have a meal together or take a walk. Let them know how much you appreciate and respect them. Wisdom can only be gained by experience and a lifetime of surviving. Gather as much wisdom as you can from the wise in your life. Okay, so you are being encouraged to kind of connect with someone who has a lot of experience and a lot of like life past, and seeing how they're viewing the world and they're experiencing, because there's a lot to learn from what that they have had to go through and what they've picked up from that. And you can kind of see like what nuggets resonate with you. It's not like taking in everything that they say, because everyone's so different and have their own truths, but it's about kind of seeing what nuggets speak to you and what you feel like, wow, that's an interesting way of looking at life, and being able to incorporate it into yours and how you're experiencing. And so it's going to help promote more spiritual growth, is connecting and learning from others. So we're going to take a look at some tarot for spiritual expansion messages for you. Oops. It seems like you're doing a lot, pile 3. Like, it seems like you are really creating a beautiful life for yourself. Okay. Wow. What I'm getting for real is that you are a go-getter. Like, I feel like you kind of know what you feel that you're passionate about, and it feels like you are just delving straight in, and like you're able to, like, you've already created some things that are going so well for you and that you're proud of. And I think that you're able to look back upon them and just be like, wow, what can I grab next? What can I do next? Because I feel like you have that. I feel like you do have like an inner confidence that you can kind of conquer whatever you set out to do. I think for your spiritual connection is just like continuing to be a go-getter, and since you have that naturally within you and able to create that, you're being encouraged to continue to fill in more cups. And I know it can be like, I feel like for you it's a hard decision to figure out what exactly you want to do next, but I think just listening to your feelings and what you feel like is best for your life and for the next step. And you can always remember that it doesn't have to be one or the other. It can be one now and one later. So you can always be able to do everything that you intend to set your mind out to. It's just kind of like going with your feeling of, okay, what is best for now? Like, what is the best next step now? What makes the most sense? So I think just kind of like being able to sit down and plan out what order you want to go in for things. I think that kind of like taking control in that way is going to help you a lot. I feel like the planning may not be like, I feel like that might be the hardest part for you right now, because you are just naturally such a go-getter and like wanting to do everything now and wanting to create everything now. And I think it's just taking a step back and kind of being more in a planning, in a strategic way of what is the best way to build upon like each thing that you're doing. What is the best way for them to build upon one another to create like a whole, and to create that whole fulfilling life that you can continue to keep and take control of. And so I think since you're naturally just, again, so good at what you do, I think that already is just giving back to the universe. And I think that's already being appreciated. But you have other skills that you need to be learning to hone in, which is the planning and the decision making. And so again, I feel like as long as you're able to connect with your emotions and what feels right for your next step, I think that that's going in the correct direction of being able to make those correct decisions for yourself. You have the capability and wisdom inside of you to make those decisions, and maybe that's why you're also being encouraged to speak with other people who have kind of done similar things before, and seeing their path with it and incorporating some of their ideas into your planning, but realizing that like you're an individual person, so it's kind of like you're also deciding what is best for you as your individual self, but seeing like what worked for them, and kind of like they might spark ideas and how to contribute that towards what you're doing. So now we're going to look at some oracle here. But I do really see like a very calming and beautiful energy coming from you, and I think you're able to use that energy in your advantage in what you're creating. It doesn't have to feel like, I feel like that's how you're able to get through it, honestly. It's almost giving me that feeling like you're able to stay calm as you're doing new things because you have this confidence and you have this inner wisdom of like, I can do it, and if I'm like patient with myself and work through each step, I'll be able to get through it to the end because you know that you have the intelligence to make it through. So I think that is what's benefiting you. Like, you're meant to create a lot in this life. And so that's why you're being encouraged to not feel like you have to pick and choose, but more strategically which order you want to do it in. And like, because you're able to do it all because you naturally have that personality. You naturally have the personality that where you're calm within yourself and you have that belief within yourself that you're able to manifest anything that you want to do. Okay, messages for pile 3. Pile 3's expansion. What's in their heart? Okay. Pile 3's expansion. Oh. This one came flying out, which is chemistry. And I feel like this chemistry, this attraction, this spark, this passion is your passion for life. Like I feel like you naturally have that. It's like part of that like calmness of wanting to create and build things. You get excited about like different hobbies and different aspects and different career fields. I feel like there's so much in life that you get different cultures. Like everything just seems like to really spark joy and interest in you. And I think that is such a beautiful way to live life. And you're being encouraged to continue that on. Continue to share that out with other people, because I feel like if you're able to show people that like, you know, this is a way of life that you can live, you can create the life that you want, and you can create everything that you want to do, and you can enjoy and learn as much as that you want. And I feel like people, you could be like an example for that for other people. So like even when you're older, you're the one who can be giving advice to like younger generations, or like even now just them being leading by example, showing that you're able to do it, so other people will be encouraged to do the same for themselves as well. I think that you're being encouraged, that is part of your spiritual journey, is to be a leader in that way. That's why you have those natural talents of being able to accomplish everything that you set out, and you have that natural spark of wanting to create and do, is because you're there to be a great example and lead others. Okay. Confessions. All right. And emotional storm. And I do feel like if you do have a lot of emotions, kind of like, I think the planning phase of everything that you're doing is going to help that out a lot. Like it can feel overwhelming if there is a lot that you want to do and you're not sure like what direction to go in. And it's like, that's why you're considering just letting some things fall off and just sticking to like other things. And I think that, again, I think planning is going to help out a lot. So I think just kind of like writing it all out and kind of just looking at your life and like the next 5-year plan, 10-year plan, and seeing like what makes sense together and what makes sense. Like, oh, if I can accomplish this, then I would gain these skills and that would make this job easier. You know, like kind of like planning it in that kind of way. I think it's going to help out a lot with any worries of like how to get this done or how to handle this or how to handle my time. It's just kind of like what makes the most sense in what order. I think it's going to help a lot. And if there is things that you feel like, you know, you're holding inside of you. I'm trying to think of what this confessions card is about. Pull a confirmation card. What is this confessions about? can hear there's a storm or brewing outside. It's gonna storm very soon. So I think that that you may be having a hard time coping with not knowing what direction you're going in and feeling like you're letting life choose that direction more, like you're letting life or other people or fears to lead the way. I feel like it could be more like fears. You're letting fears take over a little bit and lead the way. It's like I would say it's like, like I said before, it's like that you can accomplish anything that you set out to do. But at the same time, you fear that you're going to be putting what you're doing, you're going to be choosing the wrong direction with that for what's going to be the most beneficial. And so I feel like that might be something that you're holding inside of you, which is a natural fear. Like, I'm sure we all have that. But remember that there is no wrong move, okay? So I think it's all about, again, just following you, not letting do not follow your fears of what you feel like would be the best to give you the most financial stability or whatever. Don't kind of choose fears so much as choosing your emotions of like, this makes sense as a investment, as a fulfilling way to go. So kind of go more towards that, okay? Like, try not to plan it around like earthly needs and plan it more around spirituality, like spiritual needs. Like what, if that makes sense. Like, don't try to like have the main focus as like stability and having a lot of money or having nice things or things like that. Like, have the focus more of what is going to make me feel the most fulfilled inside, what is going to make the most sense. Again, like the skill thing that I mentioned earlier, like gaining these skills to help that make an easier process, or like building upon like having this part of your life already there, so it's going to help benefit this new journey here. Like, like having a website about, this topic is going to help this new journey I'm going on, because I can put that on the website too, or, like that kind of like decisions, more strategical in that kind of way. And then everything on the earthly realm should naturally come, because if you're doing things correctly with the correct intentions to expand your spiritual growth and knowledge and all that you can do, then the universe will naturally give you gifts for it. It will naturally support you along the way if you're going on the correct journey for yourself. So it's kind of like trusting that the universe will naturally take care of those earthly things. But as you're doing it, focus on the spiritual side instead. All right, so now we're going to look at what archetype that you need to be in for your spiritual expansion. For pile 3. Also, I know it's slowly getting darker as the rain is coming, so I apologize. But we're almost done, guys. So we have Saboteur. Highlights your fear of self-empowerment and changes it would bring to your life. Okay. So yeah, it's more like facing your fears. You need to be able to, I think that's part of this like emotional storm too, is kind of being able to look inside, be honest with yourself of what your fears are, and if you're able to look at them, then you're being able to find some self-empowerment, because you'll be able to bring changes to your life that will conquer those fears, to prove those fears wrong. And so I think just kind of recognizing and being true to yourself about what those fears are is going to help allow yourself to overcome them and release them. So don't try to push them and hide them and pretend like they're not there. I think acknowledge them so that you're able to see what needs to be worked on. And we have Monk Nun. Selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. So I think that goes back to what I had mentioned earlier, and making sure that your journey is more focused on what you're doing spiritually versus what's going to help you on the earthly realm. All right, so we're going to do some healing messages for your spiritual path. Expansion. Healing messages for pile 3. Okay. Be calm and keep going. You're on the right path. Keep doing what you're doing and keep creating because you're meant for that. You're meant to be an inspiration to others. You really are. Okay. And we have, you are your purpose. Yep. I truly do believe that you are meant to be able to be good at everything that you do and being able to create and be proof to other people that it is possible. So now we're going to see what archangels are with us. Pile 3. What archangels are with pile 3? It's lightning now. It's a lot of powerful emotions here. So we have Archangel Muriel. Trust your own wisdom. Have faith in your psychic impressions. And we have Archangel Dorinka. Hone your psychic abilities, see through illusion. So really like trusting within yourself. And again, that's coming like trusting within your emotions and your true self of like what you feel like spiritually and what is the most beneficial for you, the next steps for what you need to create and do. You have that inner wisdom and inner guidance. So it's like trusting in that and having faith in it, that you know that you can lead the right direction and path and way for you. And I think that's going to really help you spiritually grow and expand so that you can help others and be that leader for others. So we're going to go ahead and read the notebook for what each card says, and we're going to end it there. We're enjoying the beautiful rain sounds. You guys are bringing in powerful energy here because that's why I believe this whole storm is starting. All right, so for Archangel Muriel, it says, this card suggests that you have emotional sensitivity and faith in your intuition. If you are sad or grieving, have compassion for yourself and treat yourself gently and with respect. However, if it is time to move on, remember that your emotions are powerful. So don't let them hold you back. Rather, let them propel you forward into the new. Ask for the help you need and trust that when you feel a pull in a certain direction or enthusiastic about something, that is angelic guidance drawing you onto the pathway that is right for you. As soon as you feel ready, gather your strength, follow your gut reactions, and do what you need to do. Then a new door of happiness will open to you. And so I was saying that, like, I feel like when you feel a natural, like, spark towards something, that is usually like the part of the correct direction that you need to go in, part of the spiritual way that you're being guided towards to do, because you do feel passionate about it. Like there's something about it that is important for you. And then Archangel Dorinka, I was saying that he is the archangel of the bats. So if you do happen to see a bat, you can look at it as a sign that you're going in the right direction, or that like a reminder for you to make sure that you are, and seeing like what is it that you're doing right now, is it leading you towards your spiritual path. So kind of look, bats could be a symbol for you. Oops. My bad. There we go. Dorinka's got the reflection. There we go. There's Dorinka. So it says, this card guides you to open up to the psychic abilities latent within you. To do this, expand your right brain by listening to your intuition and trusting your inner guidance. Practice choosing with your heart rather than with your left brain. Focus on your throat chakra, your spiritual center of truth, and visualize an upward pointing triangle within it. This opens it up to allow Archangel Dorinka and Archangel Michael to pour sacred geometric codes into it. Be aware of these angel sonics and know that your psychic abilities are being honed. Choosing this card reminds you that metaphorically you can fly. So expand your vision and focus on your wildest dreams. You have the untapped gifts and abilities and are being invited to bring them forward, safe in the knowledge that all support that you need is available to you. So again, it's all about following your spirituality, following your spiritual bliss, and knowing that the rest will come. The rest of the earthly, physical realm, aspects will come with it. If you are going in the correct direction, you're going to be supported to continue to go in that direction, to lead others and encourage them to do the same as well. Because if you're able to accomplish and do anything that you set forth to do, which you will be able to, because you have that natural calmness to you, that natural being able to believe in yourself and build upon that, then it will encourage others to do the same. So I think that is a very powerful gift that you have. Anyways, that is all the messages that I have for you, Pile 3. I hope you, I wish you so much luck on your spiritual expansion, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Stay sentient, stay kind. Bye.